All right, on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about PT, physical training, why you should be doing it with your soldiers, and why it's so important in the military. And then let's talk about the ACFT. Let's go. All right, physical training, PT, like something I talked about in previous episode, is part of the big three. Being good at your job, being a great leader, and being good at PT. When you got all three of those, you got credibility within your ranks. Soldiers are going to want to follow you. They're going to want to work with you. If you like the episode, smash that like button, comment below. I'll be sure to comment you back and hit that subscribe button. I'm still at about 60-65% of y'all that aren't subscribed. Just hit it. Don't miss a video. Use these videos to grow yourself and grow your soldier. So those three big pillars of PT, leadership, and being good at your job is what's going to create yourself that credibility. And PT is a fundamental foundation piece of what you do as a soldier. Put the NCO and put the leader down. You're a soldier first. Your job is to be a soldier. You need to be physically fit for that. So PT is an enormous part of what we do. Now, I've noticed a lot of bad trends as I've come up through the ranks. And I've seen companies that have organized PT. But I've seen a lot more companies, brigades, battalions, I've seen them all push towards PT on your own. PT on your own. And it only becomes an issue when someone fails. Then it's, let's get back to everybody doing PT together. Now, the big deal is a lot of people can't handle doing PT on their own. They're not self-motivated enough. Because just that 180 or 200 on the ACFT is enough. You're fine with being average. And that is the wrong mindset. As a leader and an NCO, you need to be in those ranks doing PT with your soldiers for a multitude of reasons. One of those reasons is building that credibility. They see you, they know you can do it. You ain't just some E5, E6 that can't do PT no more. You need to do it with them. That's how they're going to follow you. And the second thing is, we're talking about you need to be physically fit because you're a soldier. You need to be deployable. That's one of the goals of the ACFT. Everybody needs to be deployable. I can't go to airborne school because my ankle hurts. I can't go to that NCOS school yet because I got a back issue. I can't go to this because my PT is just not high enough. Readiness is key. We need readiness, and PT is part of creating that readiness. You need to be physically trained. As much as I believe in intense workout, I also believe in taking care of your body, and that's part of the old PT programs that wasn't there. You're going to run 5 miles on Monday. You were going to do sprints and drags and carries on this day. The next day you're going to do deadlifts, push-ups, pull-ups, this, and there's no break in between. And what I mean by break is having that time for your body to recover. Working on rolling out your muscles, taking care of your body, eating right, eating healthy, then getting after those hard workouts. So taking care of your bodies is part of a new program and a new institution that you need to institute into your workouts. So stop waiting to work out when somebody tells you you got a PT test in 30 days. Let me kick you back up in gear. Let me get on Snapchat, tell everybody I'm hitting it. No, you're a soldier. It should be a continuous thing. Hold up. Hit the subscribe button. It's in the corner. It's a little button. Hit it. It helps me. It's going to help you grow and develop. Let's go. Hit it. Just hit it. All right, let's go. All right, on to the Army Combat Fitness Test. Personally, me, right now, I love it. I absolutely love it. There's a multitude of reasons of why I love it, but I love it. Why? Because it's hard. It's difficult. There is a wider range of assessments of who is physically fit. The goal of a physical assessment or a physical test is to tell if you are physically capable of deploying, of going to training, of being a soldier. So an assessment that is hard and difficult is exactly what the Army needs. And I'm happy that we're spearheading this compared to other branches. Now, there's a multitude of ACFT videos that you can see here. You can see them on YouTube, and they all do wonderful, great things. Please check these videos out. There's an immense amount of information on there. There's some stuff that I'm just not going to dive into, but I am going to give you my personal opinion. Now, me being the MFT for my company, I get an immense amount of information when I get these ACFT scores back, and I can see the trends. Yes, a lot of females are failing the leg tuck. When I see initial entry Marines, when I see initial entry soldiers, I see somebody that they couldn't do 42 push-ups when they walked in the BCT. Marines couldn't do 3 pull-ups when they got into the military. You have to develop these muscles. So for me personally, Jocelyn French, what I'm telling you is I think that leg tuck should be here to stay. And I don't believe that there should be an alternate exercise because you only owe me I've seen a multitude of instances where soldiers have arrived to just me for the 6 months that they're with me, couldn't do one, left doing 6 to 7. I've seen that. That's everywhere. You can develop this. Stop taking the shortcut saying, I can't do this, so give me something else. If you want to be in the military, you'll do it. That's it. Easy. So I've taken the ACFT 3 times. And all 3 times that I've taken it, I was smoked. It was a great event. Another thought that I have on it, I love that it's gender neutral. I love that. I absolutely love that. Why? Because you couldn't do gender neutral for the APFT because the scale was too small. Now that it goes up to 600 points, that scale is large enough to allow people to be everywhere on that scale. Now the Army's goal for the ACFT is to test your combat readiness. Are you ready to deploy? That's what the test is there for. Remember that. All right, now I'm going to jump into a couple of the questions that I got on Instagram. Here we go. First thing I got is tips for the leg tuck. Now, tips for the leg tuck is this. You got to work 2 things, right? So for you need to work on building yourself up and being able to pull yourself up before you work your core. Because listen, the key is the lower my elbows are down, the shorter that distance to pull my knee up to is. So for you, work on the alternate grip pull-up. Hands up, pull up. Hands up, pull up. Work your biceps, work your chest and your back, and that's going to help you lower the distance between your elbow and your knee. All right, the next question. How do you feel about the leg tuck having an alternate event? Is it fair? I'm going to tell you this. Personally, just me, outside of this uniform, no, I don't think it is. Because if that's the case, you're telling me that it's okay for me to have an alternate event. Now, if you have a pre-existing injury with a shoulder, a back, I am all about you having an alternate event. Do not get that twisted. What I am telling you is that I don't believe we should have an alternate event for that. Because with training, with buildup, like you had in basic training, like you had in AIT, to get to the 50 push-ups you can do now, the 30 push-ups you can do now, that's what you'll be on the leg tuck. You'll get there, but not enough companies are building you or you building you. All right, another one, tips and tricks for the 2-mile run. So the first quarter mile is going to be a little tough. Your legs are going to be tired. Okay, so you're going to break through that little barrier of getting those muscles loosened. What I would tell you is that 10 minutes in between when that last leg tuck is done and the 2-mile beginning, you should be warming them up, stretching them out, running, jogging in place. Get the heart rate going and it will help you on that 2-mile. One other trick for the 2-mile is control your breathing. 2 in, 1 out, and think about your breathing. If you can think about your breathing and not how far I gotta go to get this done, ooh, that's a big one. Another question I got is, if you've taken it, what was my score? If I feel like sharing, I'll tell you this, it's over 500. Decently over 500. All right, another question I got. Currently going through physical therapy for my shoulders. What can I do to help with the leg tuck? For that, now, in the ACFT IOC, which is basically like the FM that they're working on, and it's a draft right now, it says for you to do the leg tuck and twist. That will help you with your core. Now, again, you got to work those arms somehow, but if your shoulders are hurting you, then you might have to take a tactical pause for that. But what I would say is do the leg tuck and twist. That is in there. I have changed that out in our company from push-up and sit-up drill to hand release push-ups and leg tuck and twist drills. All right, another question I got is best input for each exercise and each event. First one, max deadlift. Things you want to do is know your weight when you go in. Know what you're going to pull 3 times no matter what, and then try and bounce up 1 weight. You got to put 1 on the record for being good and passing. The second event, the ball throw, keep your feet about 1 inch to 2 inches off the white line so you don't have that fault when you throw it back. On the third event, the hand release push-up, look down during your push-ups to keep that generally straight line in your body and making sure each rep count. Event 4, the sprint dry carry. For you, don't sprint too fast in the beginning. Slow down, catch yourself, ease into that event. And the last turnaround with the kettlebell and the last sprint, that's when you're going to catch your time up. So don't ease out and burn out too quickly. Now the fifth event's the leg tuck. Remember, that 2 minutes, no one ever does 2 minutes worth of leg tucks. So find a speed that works for you to get to your maximum. Remember, when you think you have no more reps in you, you got at least 2 or 3 more in you. Get them out of you. The sixth event to run, the hardest part is going to be the beginning. Your legs are going to be hurting. So for me, warm up between that last leg tuck to the beginning of the 2 mile is a 10-minute window. You got 10 minutes to get your heart rate up and get that juices flowing a little bit, get your legs stretched out, and be ready to go and dominate and pass that ACFT. All right, for the next question, if you're really good at PT, will they offer you airborne school or ranger school? Now, for this, PT will drive your career, especially when you're a young private and you're a young soldier. PT is a huge aspect of what you do. If you have a higher PT score than this person, and you both have airborne packets in, the person with the better PT score is going to go 95% of the time. Don't ever let anybody tell you that PT isn't everything. PT is the majority of everything. Your job's to be a physically fit soldier. What's the substitute events if a soldier has profiles? If you go to the Army ACFT page that they developed, it is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. On the very bottom, there's a bunch of links for the temporary IOC, which is going to be the new FM. They have the scorecard, they have the scoring, they have the temporary MOSs. They also have a link on there for your alternate events, approved alternate events. So you can see this. Now they do have videos on YouTube. Feel free to scrub those. And if you see any there, check out the Army ACFT page. It is a great source of knowledge. And they also give you a bunch of tips for executing and conducting these ACFTs. All right, so that's going to do it for this episode, talking about physical training and the ACFT and how that's going to separate yourself from your peers. PT is going to help establish that culture in your company. That's going to create a culture where you want to come to work, where you want to grow and get better. That's going to help you get those promotion points and stack yourself up even better against your peers. That PT is going to help you not only physically, but mentally be prepared to take on the day. That's what's going to earn credibility. That's what's going to earn credibility within your ranks, in your company, in your platoon, in your brigade. And that's the drill. Now, if you like the video, hit that like button. It helps me out. Hit the subscribe button. It does even more than you can imagine. But share the videos. When you share them, we're going to spread the knowledge. We're going to spread the wealth and let all soldiers, NCOs, everybody learn from each other. Thank you and dominate the day.